Hello parents, Grace here with Amazing Parenting. Today we're going to be talking about what do you do if your child is not performing well at school. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Please consider subscribing if you're new to the channel and give me a thumbs up and leave a comment or a question below. Okay, today, like we said, we're going to be talking about what to do if your child is not doing well at school. So there's a few areas I want to cover. Okay, the first area I want to talk about is if your child is not doing well at school, we're talking academically now. If your child is not doing well academically at school, the first thing we need to look at is your child needs to know that you are on their side. It is so important that your child knows that I'm not doing well at school, but my dad is with me. My dad's with me on this. My mom understands me on this. Okay? Why? Because for your children, school and home are the two main places they spend most of their time. So if they're at school and they're struggling, and then they come home and they're being told off or scolded or, frowned upon because they're not doing well at school, where will they have solace? Where will they have peace? At school, they're struggling. At home, they're getting in trouble for it, for not doing well at school. So your children need to know that you're on their side, that you understand. Okay, that's first and foremost. Your children need to know that the fact that they're struggling at school doesn't diminish your support for them. In fact, you should increase it. Secondly, as parents, we need to let school know that I'm aware that the children are not doing well. So as a parent, you go to school and you let your child's teacher know or the head of year know that I'm on board. Okay, seen the report. I've been at parents' evening. I've heard that my child is struggling in this area, that subject. I'm on board. What can I do as a parent to enhance my child's knowledge in this area? What can I do to work with school to make sure my child doesn't fall behind? So it's important that you as the parent, we as the parents are working alongside school with our child's academic life. Okay, so it's very important that school don't not that school would ostracize your child because they're not academically ahead, but school needs to know that when they're sending homework home and it's coming back not done, school needs to know there's a parent at home who's on board. There's a parent on home who's on point with homework. There's a parent at home who is concerned that this child is not doing as well as they need to be doing in this subject. And I just want to sort of take a point here and say, being academically led and being academically able are two different things. If you're academically led, you're on it. Your child is on it. Maths, English, sciences, geography, languages, they're on it. They're meeting their targets and beyond. So they're academically led. But being academically able, all children are academically able, but what is the able? So the able may be just enough. They've just met their targets. They're able to do maths, but not at the highest level yet. So know the difference between academically led and academically able, okay? So when your child is not academically led, they're brilliant at maths and English and all of that. They're not academically led. But where they are able in their academics, then you help them in those areas. Know what their limits are, what they can do in those particular subjects. So they feel that, I can attain something. I can, if I do a certain thing this way, I can go further. They may need to study more. They may need to, have different kinds of homework. They may need to spend longer doing certain things to help them move forward in particular areas. So being able to do academics, don't get that mixed up with being led academically. So if your child is falling behind, so they're not meeting their targets that school has for them, or in their year group, they're not meeting their targets. It's not because they are not academically able, they're just not far ahead in that particular subject or an array of subjects. That your child just may not be academic. And that's the third area I want us to look at. The third area is your child's gifts and talents. And when a child is not academically there, you as the parent need to be looking at, well, what are they good at? I always tell parents, children are a genius at something. It's your job as a parent to find out what is that thing that they're a genius at. What is that thing that they can do with ease? What is that thing that can propel them through life? What is that thing they can do after school? What is that thing that they can hold on to when everybody else is doing great academically? What are they doing great? They need something that they can hold on to, that they're doing great. And that's your job as a parent, to look for those clues in your child, in their behavior, in their personality, their likes, their dislikes. What is it that they do that is exceptional? And then you capitalize on it. You hone in on it. You then begin to show them there's ways that they can do this particular thing and excel in it. And then going back to school, having school on board, you let school know, yeah, he might not be great at maths, she might not be great at geography, but this is what they are great at. And you let school know that they need to be doing more of this. And if it's a subject or an area that school is not doing much of, then you find something outside of school for your child to do in that area. If it's a sport, if it's drawing. I remember working with a mum, and her child wasn't academically led. He was going through so many issues at school. So when I met with the mum, I said, so what is your child good at? And she sort of ummed and ahed and said, well, drawing. I said, okay, let me see some of these drawings. And this child was about 14 at the time, 15 at the time. I was like, okay, let me see some of the drawings. Can I see these drawings? And the mum brought these drawings and they were fantastic. I mean, freehand drawings, they were beautiful. And I said to this mum, let school know your child wants to do GCSE art. If he doesn't do any exam, because by now this child was so, had gone so rogue that he wasn't even, doing anything in class. But his gifting was art. And because he wasn't performing well in other lessons, in other classes, in other areas, his art was something he just did just to escape, just to get away from, him not doing well in other subjects. So I said to this mum, make sure school knows that art is his thing. Probably school did know, but make art his centerpiece. It's not just something he comes home and hides away in his room and just dawdles away. Make art his centerpiece. Put his art in places where it can be seen, where it can be recognized. Let him believe that his art can take him somewhere. His drawings can be purchased, can be put online, can be admired and, shown to other people, can inspire other young people to express themselves through art. So it's important. Area 3 is so important as a parent, that you recognize, what your child's gifting is. And if your child is very young and you think, well, I can't see what my child's gifting, I can't see it yet, they're too young, I don't know what they're good at, that's fine. You just keep going along with, working along with school in bringing them up to areas where they can at least meet targets in different areas. They may not meet their targets in every single subject if they're not academically, on it. But what areas, what subjects can they move up a little bit in? What areas, what subjects can they do more in? If there's one subject that they like, an academic subject that they like, then what else can you do for them with your child to help them in that area? You may need to sit with them on their laptop or their iPad and do different things. Be creative with their work. Be creative with their homework. If it's just something like plain paper and pen, go on the internet and have a look about that particular subject, so it makes it more interesting for your child. Okay, so I hope that helps with children that are not academically, up there, and you're worried as a parent that your child is not achieving academically. These are just areas you can look at and ponder over and think about. Yes, this is what else you can do. Okay, so I just want to end by saying all parents can be great parents. It's a journey, and we will get there. Thank you.